Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Google Pixel Watch. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly, and so you can help the channel grow. So I've had this smartwatch for 30 days, and now I'm going to give you my full opinion on it. And I've left timestamps for all of the key points I'm talking about today in the description below, as well as in chapters along the video down here, if you want to jump to anything in particular like battery life. So I have the Google Pixel Watch here. I have the Wi-Fi version in the color Hazel Champagne Gold. Now we have a hazel colored band here, and then we have this champagne colored kind of casing going all around, and this watch should come out in some other colors which you could see on screen. The current price as of recording is $449.99 Canadian and $349.99 American. And the smartwatch was released in 2022, and I've actually seen it go on sale quite a bit recently, which is great, so you have a chance of grabbing it at a good sale price. So this smartwatch has a AMOLED color display. It also has a custom Gorilla Glass 5 lens, touchscreen operation, as well as one button which works as a rotating crown, which helps you navigate areas of the watch. It has a coded battery life up to 24 hours, a water rating of 5 ATM or 50 meters, so you can confidently take this in the pool, in the rain, in the shower, all that stuff. It has a built-in speaker and mic. You can answer or deny phone calls on here, and you can speak directly on your wrist with the phone calls. As this is, Google Watch, it has a host of Google features. I'm talking Google Assistant, Google Maps, Google Pay, and you have over 100 apps that you can download from the Google Play Store that are compatible with this smartwatch. It also has music download capability with Spotify and YouTube Music, and it can be used as a remote with your phone as well. It tracks your daily metrics like your steps, heart rate, your SpO2, ECG. It has built-in GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. You can track a variety of workouts and activities such as walking, yoga, dancing. You can see your smartphone notifications on here as well as your emails. It's compatible with only Android phones. It also has safety features like fall detection and emergency SOS and more. Now I'm definitely running out of room here, so I'm gonna stop. Now these are not all the features about this smartwatch, but these are the most important, I think. All right guys, so this is what it looks like on me. And I do have a 7-inch wrist. I find it pretty comfortable to wear. The silicone is smooth against my skin. So right now I am wearing the large band, and you can see that I'm pretty far up here. I'm at the 3rd hole from the top. This watch does come with a large and a small band to accommodate different wrist sizes. I have all the wrist sizes this watch can fit on screen for you guys. So when it comes to the display on this smartwatch, we do have an AMOLED display with bright, bold colors. The brightness settings here are, I find, sometimes too bright in dark situations. Even going at the dimmest setting here, it's still pretty bright. And it looks dim right now on camera, but if you're in a dark room, for example, you could see that's still pretty bright. We can see that there is some reflection. So this is what it looks like outdoors in natural lighting, under some sunlight, and we can see that once again, the display is quite reflective, but it is readable for sure. And once again, if you pump up your brightness high enough or have it on adaptive brightness, you should have no issues reading it here. The display here has a good amount of customizability. So if you are someone who maybe your eyesight's not the best and you want to have bigger text, you can do that. You can go ahead and you can adjust the brightness. You can make it extra bright in the sunlight, which is great. You can go ahead and change your font size. I think it comes at normal. I had it turned up to medium, but you can go ahead and make it bigger. Here's an email. So I can click on it and then I can read the whole thing. And then you can go ahead, archive, delete, reply, or clear. If you have a text message, for example, you could go ahead and you can either call the person back, you can clear the message, you can open on your phone, or you can reply. So you can use the mic here and do a voice reply. You can use this for emojis. You can also use this to just type out your reply here. I personally like to do the voice reply. It's just the easiest. Hey, how are you? Another thing the smartwatch has is, alarms, timers, stopwatch. You have an option of doing just vibration or vibration and sound or just sound. So I'm gonna give you guys an example of what it does sound like. And one thing that Fitbit is known for is their awesome sleep tracking. And this watch is no different in my opinion. To get your sleep tracking, you will need to sync your watch to your phone every single morning for your phone to process it and then send the data back to your smartwatch. So this is what it's gonna look like. This is my sleep from last night. Not the best, but here it is for you guys. You can see a little sleep score out of 100, sleep message, your total sleep time. So this graph is showing my sleep goal. Click on it, you can actually view some more information. I've never seen this much information on another Fitbit smartwatch, but usually you can only see this in the app. So it's really helpful having all this information here where you could see all of your different stages and a little graph as well. So when it comes to battery life on this smartwatch, it has a quoted battery life up to 24 hours. Now I will say that battery life first off varies highly depending on your individual usage. I'm just giving you guys my results. With my uses, things like GPS, walks, runs, daily alarms, timers, and more, I have gotten on average 19 to 21 hours. Now this is with the always on display off. With the always on display on, I've gotten 15 to 16 hours. If you're someone who is okay with charging your smartwatch every single day, this can be a great option for you, but keep in mind, you're most likely gonna have to charge it every single day, maybe even twice a day if you're a heavier user. If you're someone who does not wanna do that, then you're definitely gonna have to look elsewhere for a different option, maybe something from Garmin or maybe another Fitbit watch, because they definitely have better battery lives. It does have a battery saver mode. It really pushes the battery life a lot, so I like having that feature there. Some nice features I wanted to mention are it can be worn with the crown on the right here or on the left. So if you're right-handed, left-handed, if you want to wear it on your right wrist, your left wrist, you have the option to wear it either way. So that's really great because you can have the crown exactly where you want to. You can sync your smartwatch to your phone without having Bluetooth on, which is fantastic because I find Bluetooth kills the battery a lot faster on this smartwatch. Another thing I really like about this is that you can see pictures. For example, I will ask Google, show me a picture of a calico cat. That's one thing I really like, that you can view full pictures on here because you can't do that on every smartwatch. So when it comes to activity tracking, I think this watch does a pretty good job. Once again, it does have built-in GPS, and the GPS here I found connects pretty quickly outdoors. When you are tracking your GPS activities, one thing is that sometimes the pace just take a little bit of time to adjust, especially if you're doing intervals, which I like to do, like running and walking intervals. It can take a little bit of time to kind of accurately adjust your pace, so something to keep in mind. When it does come to the heart rate sensor here, I've had no issues at all. It's been really good in my experience. I'm just gonna show you guys all of the workouts that we can track right now on this smartwatch. And they are in alphabetical order, which I think is great, makes it easier to find things. So if you guys are wondering, does this track dancing? Does it track HIIT? I'm showing you all of them for all of you guys interested, because I know a lot of you guys ask me if smartwatches track certain activities. And one great thing about this Google Watch is it tracks like so many different activities, a lot more than many other smartwatches on the market, and definitely a lot more than other Fitbits. I'm going to show you guys the basics of how to use this smartwatch. So to wake up the display, you can either double tap on the display or you can press the button here. Alternatively, if you have gestures turned on, you can go ahead and turn it towards your face and the screen will light up. So once you have the display actually on, you can go ahead and swipe left or right from the home screen. And for example, if you want to see more information on one, you can just tap on it, it opens into a bigger view and you can view more information. To go back, you can swipe right and you can press this to go back to the home page. Once you're back at the home page, you can swipe down, you can see all of your different settings and things you can customize on the watch. You can swipe up and you can see all of your notifications. If you go ahead and press this once, you can open up your app menu to see all of the apps on here. If you want to speak to Google, you can turn on Hey Google and then talk to it. You can also go ahead and add Google kind of as a shortcut. And these are the basics of how to use this smartwatch. Overall, I do think it's pretty simple to use. If you are someone who is new with smartwatches, or if you're getting this with someone who is more of a beginner, this is definitely a great option for you because there's a low learning curve. And with Google Assistant on this watch, if you did struggle with doing anything, hey, Google could probably do it for you. So when it comes to watch faces, they are actually quite limited. So I'm going to show you guys all of them. They are in alphabetical order, which is pretty handy. And there we go. There are not very many. I'm a little disappointed in that. A lot of them are adjustable though, which is a great thing about them. So now I'm going to talk about some cons I have noticed about this smartwatch. The first con for me is the durability. The durability of the smartwatch is not great at all. I have not worn a screen protector on here. I've also not worn a case on here. The band is holding up decently. There's been a couple of spots where it's like, you know, wearing, but it's nothing crazy at all. The major wear and tear on here is on the display and on the casing. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there are a couple of scratches on here. So there's one kind of right across the middle here, and there's one on the top. I'm not sure if this is showing up on camera, but there are some scratches on the display. This is made of Google's custom Gorilla Glass, not the strongest here. And the worst part for me is on this casing. It is covered with scratches. So if you guys have seen some of my other reviews on some Fitbits, like the Fitbit Inspire 2, Inspire 3, the Fitbit Luxe, they end up covered in scratches, and this is no different. And I don't like that because this price point is a lot higher than those are, but we are seeing the same kind of poor durability when it comes to the casing of the watch. And we have scratches on this side as well. So if you guys are gonna get this, I'd highly recommend throwing on like a watch case that covers your screen and covers the sides as well, just to keep it scratch free. I haven't bumped my arms across walls. I haven't done any rock climbing or anything crazy that would scratch it up, but it's ended up covered in scratches. Another con for me is that the battery life obviously is not great. Not happy with that here because you have to charge your watch every single day, maybe even twice a day depending on your usage. And I'm someone who does not like to charge my smartwatch every single day. I found it extremely inconvenient, especially comparing it to my other smartwatches, which can last 5 days or over a week. So it has this like magnetic charger here. The connection here is really weak, so your watch can like easily fall off. You know, I bumped it by accident, my cat's walked across it, it's fallen off. Like, it's just really weak. Another thing about the charging here is that when it is charging, it gets extremely hot. I'm talking like smartphone hot. Like, you know, when you're charging your smartphone and it gets really hot and you're like, ooh, I'm not gonna touch that for a bit. That is how hot this gets. And that's something I've never experienced with any other smartwatch ever. When you put that on your wrist right after, it's quite warm. So if you're temperature sensitive, I would definitely recommend letting it cool off. Another con for me, and it's kind of a personal thing, I do not like the color options at all that this watch has come in. All of the color options here are very boring and they're masculine and they're blah. Like, I don't like them at all. I feel like they missed the mark there for me. Of course, having like black on black is a classic, but when we're looking at Android smartwatches, typically they come in bright, bold, just fun colors. Not this like gray, blue, green color. I would like to see gray, blue, or green, not this combination color here. Another con for me is that you have to use 2 apps on your smartphone to use this smartwatch. I don't understand why Google and Fitbit couldn't figure it out and just use one. It's extremely inconvenient having to go back and forth between 2 apps to do different things and view different things for your smartwatch. Like if you want to change, you know, watch faces, change your widgets on here, your tiles, you gotta do that in the Google app. If you wanna view your sleep tracking and your kind of fitness elements, you gotta do that on the Fitbit app, and it's back and forth, and I find it extremely annoying. And then you have to set up in 2 different apps before you can even use it. And I never had to do that for any other smartwatch, and I don't like it. Another thing that I do not like is that there is no proprietary women's health app from Google. You have to go ahead and find your own in the Google Play Store, and that's something I feel like is an oversight. Like, women want to track our daily symptoms, we want to track our periods, like everything like that, but you can't do that here unless you go find a second or third party app. Fitbit has fantastic women's health tracking on the app, but we just didn't see any of that on the watch here. And the last con for me is that the vibration on this smartwatch is weak. I do not understand why we do not have an option to change the vibration settings. On every other Fitbit, you can change the vibration from like a light and medium to like a strong. Here, you just got one weak option. And the reason I don't like this is because I have slept through alarms because the vibration is weak here. It's just not a reliable method for me to use as a smartwatch to wake up every day unless I'm using the sound option. I would have liked to have a stronger vibration setting here, or at least the option to change it. All right, guys, those are all the cons I've noticed about the smartwatch. They were quite a bit. Definitely, you guys know me. I want to give you guys full honesty, letting you know all of the cons that I have found. And all right, guys, considering the price, the quality, the color, the performance, the ease of use, the battery life, and everything like that, I would go ahead and give this an 8.1 out of 10. And I definitely do give it a thumbs up. So if you guys are looking to pick up the Google Pixel Watch here, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys, And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.